Hey guys, I'm Katrina Black, and tonight I have some girlfriends coming over, and so I'm gonna make my favorite go-to meal of all time. I pretty much make constant tortillas, burritos, Mexican, Hispanic food all the time. It's my favorite kind of food, and I do all kinds of different concoctions. So I'll put together various recipes and kind of post each individual one as they come to me. But pretty much, I mean, the base, whatever kind of base you prefer. I will say, of course, all the ones that I'm going to be featuring on my recipes are vegan. But you can certainly branch out. You know, if you're not a vegan and you just want a healthier, cleaner lifestyle, then you could use, a spelt wheat tortilla, or I don't know, there's any variety out there. Although I will say I strongly suggest that you stick to organic, and sprouted wheat would be the very best, in my opinion, if you're not going to go vegan. If you do want to go vegan, my favorite tortilla, like if I'm craving like an actual like denser carb, is these sprouted corn tortillas. I love this name brand, Food for Life. They just make the most delicious stuff. And these corn tortillas, as a girl, I just like the smaller size, the smaller portion, plus it just tastes so fresh and so good. And it's organic, so no GMO anything, no preservatives. It's just fantastic. Other times I'm really kind of watching the carbs, so I will do some lettuce leaf wraps. So I've already washed these guys. They're prepped and ready to go because that's what I'm going to eat. The girls are probably going to have sprouted corn tortillas. So let's see. Let's get started. So first off, I already made my net meat. So I'll give you a show, let you see what it looks like. Basically, I did a half a cup, and I switch it up every time. So feel free to experiment and have fun. That is why I'm doing all of these posts, because I myself have had such a great time for, I'm going to say, maybe 10 years. 10 years just coming up with different clever concoctions, and people that I give this food to, friends, family that come over, or big events, they always comment on how great it is. And I strongly believe that if you have a passion for something, that it's going to project through whatever you're doing. So allow yourself to kind of play and experiment, like actually have fun with these recipes and make them your own. It's just going to be so much more fun, and then you will actually find that there's a natural motivation in you to do a vegan lifestyle, because initially it looks like so much work, so much effort, how can I ever give up meat, how can I ever give up dairy? And believe me, I had the same exact feelings and thoughts. And the fact is once you start going there, Matt, my husband, Matt and I, we barely started to scratch on the surface 2.5 years ago of being a vegan. We started seeing some documentaries that kind of opened our eyes. Then we started juicing, just one juice every now and again. And then, and then we started diving in a little bit more and a little bit more. And then it was like a fun competition almost. We're both extremely competitive. So every other night we trade off cooking, and it was just nuts, like the fun recipes that came of it. So, and it really leads you down a road of just healthy eating, feeling so much better in general than you ever did eating meat or dairy. Because once you do eat an extremely clean lifestyle, plant-based diet, you really feel a huge difference. Suddenly you have energy that lasts throughout the entire day. I used to drink coffee in excess. I mean, we're talking 2 or 3 espressos a day, plus, coffee throughout the day. I mean, just nuts. And as soon as I started juicing, as soon as I started implementing 100% raw food in my diet, wow, like overnight. And it literally is overnight. It's better than any drug. There's no side effects. It's just phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And I will continue to rave about it in all of my posts. But anyway, enough of that. I'm just gonna move right along. So the nut meat, again, I played around with it tonight. I use half a cup of hazelnuts, half a cup of walnuts. I did a pinch of salt, a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of coriander, which are both seasonings if you're not familiar, olive oil, and then this guy, most vegetarians are familiar with, but Bragg's. It kind of tastes like a soy sauce, but it's liquid aminos, so it's fabulous, just really good and healthy for you. So I have a Cuisinart, well, it's a Breville food processor. And, you know, I mean, it's taken me 15 years to get to the point where I can build my kitchen up to what it is now. When I was 20 years old, I remember when I was in college and I wanted to have this kind of lifestyle, I had to go to garage sales and find little things here and there, like a hand juicer. And, you know, I couldn't get a Vitamix, and so I got like like a blender. You do what you can with what you can. And actually, if you're clever, you'll find different ways to work around what people who are lucky enough to be able to afford it right now can do. But you'll get away with it with maybe like a lesser, I don't know, high-end appliance. So, I mean, it certainly was my experience. So don't be discouraged if you can't afford, you know, a $500 item. I bought a little miniature Cuisinart, and I used that literally for 10 years. Like, amazingly, it didn't quit on me. It did all the work. You know, I just had to do it in smaller batches and then add it to a big bowl. So you could do that easily. Throw the nuts in, like I mentioned. And I will include this recipe in the notes. So half a cup of the nuts, the hazelnuts, half a cup of the walnuts, the other items, just blend it all together. Or you could blend the nuts till they're nice and fine and then add in the ingredients if you don't want to deal with a big mess. So anyway, that's the nut meal. It tastes so similar to meat, like the flavor, but it just feels so much cleaner. You'll notice you don't feel tired after eating it. So this is a great way to appease that hunger for meat in a dish without the guttural dilemma of just feeling awful afterwards. Okay, so the other recipe that I'm working on here is going to be 1 cup of cashews. This is going to be for a cashew-based, nut-based sour cream. Then I'm going to do, let's see, 1/4 cup of water. And 1 lemon, juice of 1 lemon, and about a pinch of salt. That will turn out just fabulous, and I'll blend that in just a few minutes. I want to pay dues to this lovely lady. Both of these recipes, the nut meat as well as the sour cream recipe, are out of this book right here, Annie's Raw Food Kitchen. She has so many awesome recipes that are just like, just off the beaten path. I love it. Sauces, breakfast, desserts. I mean, she has incredible desserts in here, and I made a couple, and they're just phenomenal. Sushi, she's got, I don't know, just fabulous appetizers, worth picking up and worth having in your raw food or vegan kitchen supply. Okay, so let's see here. I'm just gonna grab the lid of the Vitamix and blend up the sour cream.
This is what you came for. Lightning strikes every time she moves, and everybody's watching her, but she's looking at you.
And I'm ready to start making my tacos. So whatever you want your base to be, mine's the lettuce wrap. throw on some taco net meat. Some sour cream. Oh, oh. And sometimes, usually I'll make it, but I didn't tonight. There's different cheese recipes that I'll be including on my YouTube channel as well in the future. So that's what it looks like thus far. Now I'm just gonna add some salsa, which is so fun to make on your own. You could add mango, chop up tomatoes, mangoes, avocado. That would be like the perfect salsa for me. I love all three things. Maybe some onions, some red onions, vinegar, a little lemon, a little lime juice, and some, like, just a touch of olive oil. Oh my gosh, fantastic salad. Salsa. Avocado, an obsession of mine. And then I have microgreens. They're also just a fabulous way to get in some serious nutrients. This is what they look like. I just picked them up at the co-op the other day. And then you don't have to do this, but if you kind of just have that cheesy craving, this is something that Matt and I discovered to be a godsend. Although we use it in moderation, is this. It's made by Bragg's as well, just like the amino acids, and this is nutritional yeast, and it just tastes super cheesy and yummy, and I'm just kind of covering my food with that, and it looks fabuloso. It's absolutely delicious and nutritious. By the way, I make the same thing for Olivia, my daughter, and all I'll do is just kind of mince everything up. Just chop up the lettuce, chop up the avocado. The rest of it is basically, blended down to a meal. Very easy for her body to process. She loves it. She absolutely gobbles this up. And then I top it off with some greens, some green onion, and that's it. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing and liking, hitting the thumbs up on my video, and stay tuned for more fun videos. Thank you.